Alright, here's an update on my tanks. And today I'm going to do a short clip on all the tanks that we currently have in the house. I'm pushing for another one, but for now I just have the tanks that you'll see in this video. This is my 75-gallon tank that I previously made videos of. This is a Malawi tank. I've got a mix of peacocks, haps, and some mbuna. The background is a DIY background that I made using foam and concrete with a lot of caves and hiding areas. So anyway, so far everyone seems to be happy. I've got 18 different African cichlids in this tank, and I have one featherfin Synodontis ipteris catfish in there as well. So anyway, just wanted to post an update with all the fish, mostly all juvenile. I've got a couple of the peacocks that are on the larger side. I do have a Venustus, I think that's how you pronounce it. Not sure if it's a male or female yet, as the fish is juvenile, but as it grows, I may or may not keep it in this tank. I know they get very large. This is a 75-gallon, and I'm not overstocked. I'm kind of in the middle, but as they get bigger, we'll see what happens. So I can always sell it or trade it at the local fish store if needed. Anyway, a lot of the fish that I have are currently probably hiding in the different caves. So if I walk up in the tank, they think I'm going to feed, so then they all swim up and crowd around. But anyway, I've got some really beautiful fish in there. Definitely some OB hybrids. I've got an albino peacock. And I've got some different Malawis in there. And then the only other different thing that I've done is I added a second pump to my wet dry / refugium. So water flows in and through the media, then up through the planted area, mostly this Java moss, and then up into the then out through 2 pumps. So I have 2 pumps now. And those pumps are rated at 300 gallons per hour each. But with the head loss that I have and the couple bends in the tubing going back into the tank, I'm guessing they're probably running at about 175 a piece, maybe right around there for flow per hour. So that's 350 gallons per hour, but then I also have a Marineland Penguin 350 that also is rated at 350 gallons per hour. So I'm guessing I probably have about 700 gallons per hour for this 75-gallon tank, which is more than adequate with the 2 different filtration systems. And I like that in case one happens to fail or have any issues, the other one will still operate. And that's running off of an overflow that I built. So it's a modified version of what I did originally. Anyway, that's the African tank, and I will now take you to the other. Alright, this is my community tank that I have. This has been kind of my favorite tank. I love the activity that I have in there, and also that it's planted. I just actually kind of rescaped it, so I had some different plants and some other wood in there that I took out and rearranged it, and so I'm kind of starting over. So this new piece of wood is I just put some plants on it, some trimmings of Java fern and a small Anubias. So obviously they have not grown out yet, so that'll take some time, but eventually I think they'll do very well. I don't add anything to this tank for the plants, no CO2 or anything, so they just get their nutrients from the fish, and the nitrates, etc. And then the light that I have in there is on a timer, so This tank has been established for a few years, and it's been very healthy the whole time. So it's been kind of one of my favorites. Even though it's a smaller tank, I just enjoy this tank very much. And it's actually in the dining room, so I get to stare at it when I eat dinner every night, which I enjoy. And then filtration, just a hang on a back filter, and then I've got a power head in there for some water movement as well. So this tank's been very healthy. Only needing to do I probably do 15-20% water change weekly, and that seems to work well for this tank with the fish load that I have. Alright, this tank's really not a tank per se. It's a 2.7 gallon betta tank, I guess. Much better than having your betta in a bowl. And not great lighting, but I've got a stone Buddha in there, and then I've got a Dracaena plant that's growing crazily out of the back. And this tank also has been very healthy, even though it's a small tank. It's been very healthy, and obviously with bettas, they don't require as much maintenance, and with them having a labyrinth lung, etc., not as much of a load on the tank. And same thing as the other one. I probably do, I don't measure it, but probably 15 to 20% water change weekly. And this tank's been very healthy and very fun. And it's just a little tank that sits on top of the wine fridge there. So, okay, this is the newest tank that we have. This is actually my daughter's tank. She had asked for a fish tank for her birthday. Sweet girl, 15-year-old, asking for a fish tank for her birthday. She was very specific on what she wanted. She wanted to have a fish tank that looked like a cave, and wanted to have amethyst in there for her birthstone, and for it to look like a gem cave. So I actually made the background similarly to the way I made the background in the African tank, using foam and concrete. The only thing is that in the African tank, the concrete works very well as a buffer because it raises the pH, where in this tank I have to kind of work at chemically keeping the pH down. But with the fish that I have in there, with the fancy guppies and the cory cats, they're very hardy, so haven't had any issues. I made some stalagmites and stalactites to give some dimension to the tank and give it that cave feel. And then the amethyst is real amethyst, a real stone that I had purchased. So anyway, this is just kind of a fun little project. It was her idea, and then anytime I have a chance to make something for a fish tank, I accept the challenge and make it. So anyway, that's the gem tank, as we call it. All right, here we are back at the 75-gallon African, the Malawi tank. I'm sitting in my easy chair that's positioned right in front of the tank. It's my favorite place to be in the house. Ever since I set this tank up, I find myself watching less TV, as I'd rather sit here and stare at my fish than watch any TV show. So anyway, those are the 4 tanks that we currently have in the house. I've got some ideas in mind on some other tanks that I am negotiating with my wife to let me continue with my hobby. I want to do a real South American angelfish tank with some wood and some kind of tannin stained water. Probably doing a wood backdrop, a planted tank with some angelfish and some other stuff, but really make it look like a South American stream. not quite sure on where I want to put the tank and what size, but probably a minimum of 40 gallons at a minimum. Probably going to be kind of pushing for like a 55 tall, which I think would do well for the kind of plants I want to do and the angelfish. And of course, I just enjoy tinkering with some DIY projects and sumps and refugiums and filters and stuff like that. So if I do have that tank, it'll be fun, building it and doing the background and everything. And then I also have ideas about putting a large monster tank in the basement, but I'm not quite sure if that project's going to come to fruition anytime soon. But I would really like to do a big plywood tank, minimum of 350 gallon minimum, and closer to 400 plus gallons would really be neat. And do some couple ideas, either do like a larger predatory type tank with arowana, etc., some larger catfish, or the other idea that I have is to do a North American stream tank and have some native North American fish and build it in a stream fashion, so it would be at varying levels with our water moving in one current, one direction. So but both of those ideas would require a lot of work. Obviously, building a 300 or 400, 500 gallon tank is a lot of work, and putting it in the basement, I wouldn't have a chance to view it as much. So not quite sure if I'm going to do that anytime soon, but that is one of my things on my bucket list. So anyway, that's an update on the tanks. Thanks for watching. I've got one piece that I've built for this tank, another kind of a rock formation that might replace this one piece of wood with the plants on it, but it's currently curing right now. The concrete's curing, so we'll see how that turns out, and if I like it, I'll use it and I'll put a video up of it, and if I don't like it, then I'll probably just save it for a future project or sell it or something like that. So anyway, thanks for watching.